Hey guys, it's Rob here from Dodge & Fusky and for pluginboutique.com. Today I'm going to be having a look at Geosonics by SonicCouture, which is a Kontakt library made in partnership with a well-known sound recordist called Chris Watson. What it is quite unique. It's a really great kind of like pad and ambience texture library. I'm going to go into it in a bit more detail in a minute, but before that, let's just give you a few examples. All of these are running straight out of Kontakt with no external processing at all, so this is how it sounds out the box. First of all, I've got this kind of little dark drum and bass ambient thing. Mute that, there's a long release on it. So yeah, you can hear straight away there's a lot of detail there rather than the usual kind of standard Nexus sawtooth pad type thing. The next one, all I've got is LFO tool on it, just doing a bit of subtle side chaining, pumping to give a kind of another example of some of the sounds it can make. And for the third example, I have got kind of more abstract, kind of horror filmy sort of sound. Called Amphibian Winds. So yeah, as you can hear, there's quite a lot of diversity in the sound palette here. I'm going to go very quickly into the plugin itself so you can get an idea of what there is. So the sounds are divided up between different categories depending on where they've been recorded. A lot of them have been recorded using putting Kontakt microphones onto wires, which have then been strung in different places, and so you get a very interesting kind of playable instrument ambient tone out of them, and there's also original recordings themselves. So I'm just going to go into very quickly through the different ones. So first of all, we have wires. So I'm going to load up a sound from here. I'll try and find something a bit more tonal. What's interesting here is you can play it as an instrument, and you can also turn this mode here called focus mode to off. And this allows you to kind of flick through all the different raw recordings, ambient recordings, say like this one. You can then flip it back on, and that will then become the basis of the sound with these two tuned layers here, which you can then flick between. So you can kind of very quickly customize the kind of texture of the sound and then turn it back into an instrument again. And of course, there's the usual stuff like ADSR envelopes, filters, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to quickly flick through some of the other sounds. You can get a quick idea of what there is. So there's ice and water as well. So again, you know, ice and watery kind of sounds. There is swamps, which we heard very quickly before, some stuff in the swamp environment. Really good recordings in all of these throughout, and then winds. And finally, there's the original recording presets, which are a little bit like when I had focus mode off. So you've got, for example, just a bunch of really nicely recorded original sounds. So yeah, hopefully that'll give you a good idea of what this plugin can do and the versatility. Obviously you can use it for Foley, but I mean, in terms of giving you very interesting textures and pads to play that are definitely fall outside the remit of just using a standard synthesizer, I think this is a great plugin. So hopefully that's given you a good idea of what you might be able to use it for in your own tracks. This has been Rob from Dodge & Fusky in for pluginboutique.com.